Good morning, church. My name is Deborah, for those who don't know, and I'm going to talk about toxic environments and toxic relationships and how we can avoid them. So the first thing is we're going to address what are these traits that make up toxic environments. Well, the first one is when you're in an area and people are gaslighting you. What is gaslighting? Gaslighting is when somebody is trying to turn a situation around and make you feel wrong for how you feel. So let's say you confront somebody and you come up to them and say, hey, look, this is how you made me feel during X, Y, and Z time, and I don't really appreciate it. And they turn around, instead of acknowledging how they made you feel, they turn around and say, well, there's no reason for you to feel that way. And they're trying to make you feel bad, or they're trying to make it seem like you're at fault for how you felt. That is top tier gaslighting. I feel like a lot of us have been through it already or are going through it sometimes now. Instead of just having that simple apology or just having people taking ownership, that happens. Another way that we can recognize these toxic traits is when people are gossiping. People gossip, unfortunately, it happens everywhere. It happens at work, it happens at home, it happens at school, even happens at church. When you are in these areas and when you are in these situations and people are gossiping, just walk away. I mean, it's always nice to know the latest gist, but sometimes people add on to the story to make it more spicy. And now you're not even getting the full truth. And then because you heard it that way, then you tell somebody else, and it just keeps building on from there and becomes a snowball effect. Just walk away. It's really not that hard. All you gotta do is walk away. It's not that hard. I know sometimes you want to belong and be like, yeah, I want to hear what you have to say. But the truth is, what exactly is it going to do for you? What is gossiping going to do for you? Oh, okay. So the next thing we're going to talk about is comparison. So for example, let's say you're going through something and you confide in somebody else. Instead of them actually encouraging you and being the light that you need, they decide that they want to go ahead and just be like, you going through that? Well, I went through X, Y, and Z, and this is something that I had to deal with, and you'll be okay. Honestly, it's not fair, because you didn't go there to hear your story be less important because somebody else went through something. Or in the opposite, if you do something good and people are like, oh, that's all that happened. Let's say you got a new job and you're making $50,000 a year. Somebody else be like, okay, and I work at a job that makes $75,000 a year. But for you, you know how hard you went through to get to that job, and that person may be working for a long time. Those kind of things don't really help out. And honestly, it's times where you have to really reevaluate who you're around. Now, in simple hate, people hate on you for just being you. You could be going somewhere in life, you could be doing so much great things, and they don't like that. But again, they don't know the journey that you had for you to get to where you are now. And honestly, there's really no point in hating on people. What is hating on people going to do for you? Oh, nothing? All right, cool. So yeah, how do we avoid these situations? You can talk to the person that maybe it's a close person that you really cannot just leave, or maybe it's a family member, a loved one, whatever the case may be. And you can talk to them and say, this is the situation that's going on. Every time we try to have conversations, every time I try to talk to you, I feel like there's something that's wrong here, and address it. If they don't receive it, pray. Pray, and just pray that one day God will change their heart. But you did your part by opening your mouth and speaking on it. And if you are in a situation where you can walk away, then do that. Walk away. You don't need toxic people in your life. You don't need to be in a toxic environment, because your mental health is important. Your mental health is important. God did not put you on this earth to suffer mentally, okay? He put you to be a light. So let's be a light. Let's be a light in this world. Let's not try to be toxic to other people. And also, let's just pray for those who really need those prayers, because honestly, we're living in a time where right now, people's mental health is really draining. So let's not add to that. Let's subtract, and let's be their light and their peace.